But one thing I know for sure during the foresight, and I know this for sure. I know this for sure. The party itself
nobody will run away with it.
I agree with that.
Nobody is running away with this one.
Yeah, that's what the question I was trying to ask you earlier, you see. Because I see that it's going to be, I think it's more likely that these first-time candidates are going to be getting more votes than less votes. For the first time.
They're going to pick up more votes than what they got in 2020.
Exactly, based on the work that they've put in. So I think that's where the PNP have some trouble as well. That's a big threat to the PNP because I don't see less people voting for Rhoda, less people voting for Tova. Right? I'm anticipating that more people will come out to vote for them. Because of the performance.
Everybody will get in a bigger number in this election.
And if more people come out to vote, it means that the constituency, it will be an indication the constituency is impressed with your work. Like for a road and a Tova.
That is always, that is my saying going forward from day one.
We just had an election in a pandemic, in COVID, where a very contagious virus. So we had a very low voter turnout, which regardless of the impact of candidates, we would have had an increase in vote in this general election anyway.
That's good.
I'm expecting to have voter turnout of about 1.2 million Jamaicans going to the polls this election. I think we're going to see.
You guys,
go up to a person and say, hey, I would like you to support a certain candidate. Those persons are not PNP, they're not Labour, right? They say they're not going to vote. Okay, why you not going to vote? I don't see one of them do. How long we living at the place, the youth, them not on the play field, like the road they want to fix 30 years ago? No, play field is there. The road that wanted to fix 30 years ago is there. So what are you going to say to me now when I come back to you?
undecided have more to vote for now. We can no longer say the two parties are the same and there is no difference. Anybody should definitely not paying attention to what is happening.
Much more.
People could have said that. Oh,
much more. So why would you not go out and vote for this party now?
I think JLP has done enough to set themselves apart. And I think this is the clearest difference that we'll have ever seen between both parties. Right?
Exactly. Exactly. The Prime Minister has said it over and over. It's the first time in the history of Jamaica where a political party can go to the electorate and run and it track records.
Yeah, man. Especially with the crime, the reduction in crime now, the reduction in murders now.
We don't have to go on and sell any false news or sell no wishes or sell no promise. And you can judge then. If something didn't meet your criteria, you didn't get what you were offering, who is best right now, you will see to bring what you want to benefit you forward, your policy forward. It's a Jamaica Labour Party.
Exactly.
It's a Jamaica Labour Party. What kind of campaign can the People's National Party come with that is going to show that they're going to do total different than what the government is currently doing now? The government is currently on the right path. Yes, as I often said, I'm not going to come here and check anybody foresight and talk like Jamaica is out and we are hard in this gloom and gloom. No, there's still a lot of work to be done. But the greatest thing is we are far better off than we were 10 years ago.
Of course, there's no doubt that
in the same position as we were 10 years ago. We have seen a government who has came forward from 2016 and has shown us that yes, what we were receiving all along was bare minimum.
Bare minimum.
Bare minimum.
That's what happens, you know, when you keep a nation poor. They can do very little to impress. You know? And that is what the PNP are doing.
Well, I'd say on that, yeah, but I would say Virgin. What was it?
And we're seeing now this government coming and showed us that, hey, guys, there's more that you can get from your government. There's more. You can lobby government. Government should be doing more and can do more. Major road projects.
You realize how PNP called Highway 2000 PJ legacy.
Exactly.
Because in those days, building highway as Highway 2000 was a rare occurrence. You understand what I'm saying? Exactly. So Andrew come and build a number of highways, road projects like you have never seen before, right? Build an entire urban center. You understand? In St. Thomas. And moving on now to Portland to do the same, right? We have never seen them kind of development here. You understand?
Where you can go into an election foresight and you can pinpoint a major project in all of the parish across the island.
Mm-hmm.
Every single parish can say that they have benefited from a major project in some way, shape, or form. That's right now, it is even causing that. That's why we have this problem in the Jamaica Labour Party right now, you know. Because persons now are getting so used to seeing things done that persons now sometimes it's like wishes get over now. It's like we are so much to be done in such
the more government do, man, the more you expect a government to do, you know.
Exactly. Where the expectation for the government now is so high.
Standards raised.
The standards raised, government has raised the bar.
Politics the PNP come with no, you know, people above that now. People are used to more than that, you know.
And that is where the PNP is faltering foresight. They cannot match the standards of the Jamaica Labour Party. They cannot match the standard. The Prime Minister is bringing this country to a level where the Prime Minister is basically telling us that, look, man.
All right. Foresight, are you a card member of the Jamaica Labour Party?
Look here, just ignore the comments now.
Okay. All right, give me half a second. O'Keefe, you're coming up. Expected to flip in St. Catherine. Which seat is that? Johnny, you don't know nothing about music. You don't know nothing. You don't know. Jennifer Jones, what are you doing? O'Keefe, what's happening? All right, we're getting back to O'Keefe. Jamaica girl, are you there?
Hello?
Yes, hello? Go through, sir. Go through. No, man.
Casey.
Oh, this is prime time. Can't waste time in prime time. Lots of people waiting. Come on, O'Keefe.
Yeah, man. I am. Yeah, man. Yes, man. Good afternoon. Yeah, Casey. I listened to your forecast from the other day, and believe me,
St. Catherine. We in St. Catherine today.
For St. Catherine, yeah. Listen, it's forecast for St. Catherine.
Stay with St. Catherine, please.
For St. Catherine.
Sorry, so you're a member of the People's National Party, a real comrade.
Yes, man, really comrade.
Yeah, we just want the listeners to know. So you do work for the People's National Party.
Yeah, but I am saying I heard him talk the seat in Portmore there with Terlong and Price. That seat there, that seat there is not a walkover seat, Casey. It's not going to be a walkover. It's not. And you find out that there are some very strong PNP part and that PNP community on that seat there. And let me tell you, it's not like 2020. You're doing your forecast according to 2020 when Andrew Holness has a big bang. At this time, Andrew Holness doesn't have any big bang.
But Mr. Sokif, not to stop you, Mr. Sokif, how long has Mr. Terlang been the member of parliament for that seat?
Mr. Terlang won that seat 2016.
So what are you saying about 2020?
And he won it, 2020. Let me explain 2020 election. You remember 19... what me say now? They had problem. You have the risers and the one PNP, and they had problem 2020 plus COVID. A lot of people didn't go vote, but a lot of PNP never vote. So
will you say beat Terralang in 2016 though?
Huh?
No, he meant Terralang won, but you know
Terralang beat Orlando.
No mind him.
Yeah, but by a small margin. Right? That's where they go. That's when they go.
But if you're gonna
So
go
what
that
are you really saying? What are you really saying? So
your forecast, your forecast is not credible.
Keith, you must also remember that Orlando Brown won that constituency by a small margin as well.
2016.
I'm saying Orlando Brown, Mr. Brown won that constituency by a small margin as well.
Right. It's a battleground. But
now, Mr. O'Keefe, would you agree then, or answer this question? Would you say that from 2016 to present, that Mr. Terralang has done tremendous work in that constituency?
Sir, I'm from Portmore. Don't tell me foolish.
I'm asking you no matter where you live.
Mr. Terralang has done nothing to the constituency more than he support the strong Jamaica Labour Party section.
All right, hold on a little bit. We're having a little technical problem. Hold on. A little bit of technical problem. Hold on, don't move.
So key for that boss. No make no sense.
Out of that into this. Okay, hold on. Sorry, Mr. Sokif. Sokif?
Yes, man, I'm hearing you.
If you are
we have been here before. Makes no sense.
Hold on there, Casey. Mr. Sokif, if you are going to make people take you seriously, sir, you must not make generalizations. To say the man have done nothing is disingenuous, sir. Don't say that.
He's not a hard-working MP. He's not a hard-working MP.
Do you agree with me, sir, that if you are going to be a serious debater, people are listening to you. Don't say he has done nothing. You can argue about what you think.
That's politics. That's politics, neighbor. That's politics. Why should I come and praise Orlando Terralang when my comrade? Why should I go and praise Orlando Terralang? Huh? Why should I? That's politics.
Yes, if you want 5 minutes to campaign, just tell people you're campaigning.
Why should I? That he's prepared to tell lies just to
Yes, but Mr. Sokif, we're not going to entertain your lies then. We're not going to entertain your lies for that.
That's why I asked you guys to take the man out of the box.
When I'm not speaking your language, that's all. If I go on a platform for the JLP, because when they come on our platform, I say, leave them alone, make quick question, argue with them. You understand? But if you're not speaking your language, that's a showcase that you are very biased. And you're
arguing with you will go nowhere.
Exactly, because
arguing with you will go nowhere. It's just a waste of time. It happens every day. You just come and make wild accusation.
Casey, the guy made it clear. The guy made it clear that he cannot come on here and come talk anything good because he's for the upper.
Why would people swap Terry Lam for
madness.
Raymond Price? Raymond Price get a safe PNP seat and turn it into a battleground. Couldn't even get the chance to represent another time, the way he disappointed.
This guy, O'Keefe, or whatever, O'Keefe or whatever I'm on him, I see him a lot of lives, you know. He's always spreading pure lies and everything. You ever say an MP that has been in government from 2016 till
But he has been going
around
and losing the debates because the debates like that. Generalization.
I want to work Mr. Terrell has done in that constituency, and I'm not from Portmore, but I can see it. And you can know when an MP is working good foresight. You don't see no resentment coming from the constituent members.
Well, I don't think he's in Jamaica, you know. That O'Keefe person.
You don't see persons giving any resentment towards the member. You don't see persons rejecting the member of parliament. But the member of parliament keep getting support. But what you gonna say now when you say you only fix up the labor right areas? I'm sure Mr. Terrell has seen that clinics in his constituency to get renovated. They're telling me that it's only labor rights use the clinic.
Loose stuff.
Where he has done donation towards schools in his country, mean that it's only labor right go to those schools.
The PNP like to put arguments, you know, for which they have no evidence to support.
Exactly, Maki. These guys are just crazy because you come and make a statement like that. And clinic in the constituency get refurbished. Says labor right alone use these health centers and clinics. Schools is labor right alone use it. Road is labor right alone use the roads. How many students across the length and breadth of that constituency has gotten a scholarship paid for tuition for schools, back to school? This is not only labor right.
Yeah, you know, Scratchy, this is what I kind of don't like about the politics, is that we have to bring people down to lift ourselves up. It's nasty.
It cannot be like that. You have to can't state the facts, neighbor. We have to state the facts. If something is true, you talk the truth. Not the truth, never the truth can hurt.
Yeah, if I want to take away your girlfriend from you, Scratchy, I can't tell her, I say, you're no good man when it.
You have to go tell her you're richer than me.
Yeah, present yourself as a better alternative. I'm PNP, don't know that.
You're no good, Scratchy, when she knows that you're good.
Yeah.
Oh, Keisha, I'm here, Keisha, man. Big up.
Yeah.
Just look on a little vacation, you know?
Yes. All right,
Yes,
is there anybody else in the box who wants to come up to comment on St. Catherine?
Foresight, them sick for some time, man.
Huh?
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
But
so I say, yeah, so I got a little
that kind of
vacation.
approach me get used to it, you know. I grow tired out in a Scratchy.
Yes,
The
Mackie Flex wants to come and flex with us. Mackie Flex, oh my goodness. Hi, sir.
Listen.
Go ahead.
I tell you, I don't know. I didn't. Right. So Jamaica girl is answering me because I post something in the chat. You know, I suppose all of us here are batting for Amos. I just want to know if there's any change from last week Thursday to now, but I got the answer in the chat.
Yes.
In terms of the forecast of St. Catherine, sorry.
Oh, one. Let's do this. Hold on, Mackie. I'm missing you. 6 minutes on the upside of 4.
Yes, all right.
Classic, are you listening? I want to update on the meeting you had with Mr. Young. Classic, are you on? Oh my goodness, Classic. Oh, you are the classic one, eh? Classic.
It was brilliant, man. It was brilliant. They went through an entire day with Young down there. And they went in the town of Mile Gully and they're showing the infrastructure, the build spaces, how it's run down, talk to some of the persons in the town. And I tell you, the support is overwhelming in favor of Mr. Young. I tell you, the office was filled with young people and old people like it. Trust me, what is happening in Northwest Manchester, when you hear a person tell you, it's not lie. Believe you me, it is an outpouring. And just like how Rhoda was a star in 2020 in Manchester, let me tell you this, Damon Young is a star for 2025. And Rhoda has been working. But I'm telling you, he is the one that everybody is talking about. And he's not the MP. to the amount of work that he's doing down there.
No, that's why I say it's the most popular caretaker right now in Jamaica.
I tell you.
Yeah, man, young.
I tell you. And,
more popular than many sitting MPs too.
And let me tell you, until the second, Northeast Manchester has not yet been second in terms of the candidate. But right now, in my opinion, he's the strongest candidate the JLP has in Manchester right now. Strongest. And I'm not saying that our MP in Central is not working, but I'm telling you, the outpouring of love. I tell you, man. Amazing. Amazing. So it was a good
So
day,
you were
neighbor.
you were over there, Mackie?
No, I was on the live because the live was basically the entire day. They did everything. You know, with technology nowadays, you don't miss anything, you know.
I see.
Yeah, man, it's brilliant.
Tell Jamaica girl that next time you come up to keep you waiting for half an hour.
Say again?
I'm going to tell Jamaica girl next time you come into this box to keep you waiting for half an hour.
Oh, God.
I can't believe that you left us for the entire day.
Oh, man, I tell you. But it was worth it, though. Believe you me.
I see. Great classic. Great.
I mean, it was so funny. Let me give you this.
Huh?
You know, fun and joke in everything. The caretaker's office, if you see it in terms of the structure and how it's located, where it's located, you would think for a man who is just a caretaker for 4 years or just under 5 years, he would be able to cement himself so much so. When you compare his office to the MP office, it looked like a shack rundown. I don't know if anybody going there. You need to see it. It was the biggest talk at the tour that they did. Trust me, man. you will cry shame. I tell you.
Yeah, it's hot, man. It's hot.
Tell you, man, when you look on the MP office, man, you're probably not even want to put 2 pounds in there too long.
Why you're from Prosperity Party?
Yeah, man, she was there. On the live. But it was a eventful day, a day well spent, and it demonstrates that when you hear a person say, listen, this is happening, you can't say it's not so. Everything that Casey has been saying about Northwest Manchester and others is true. And if the mobilization, as Casey always say, and he can correct me if I'm wrong, gets going, you're going to have a surprise in Manchester, neighbor. I tell you, because if the PNP don't win 3-1 seats in Manchester, you know, if they don't win 3-1 seats, it is going to be a blowout for the JLP. If the JLP win 2-2 or 3-1, you know the JLP is winning up to 50 seats at the end of election night. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
All right. Great.
Neighbor.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Can you please not bring Sakif in the box while I'm here?
Well, who let him up?
I don't know.
Is it Mr. Wrong or?
I mean, I let him up, neighbor. You were asking him to come up.
Yes. I'm sorry. I don't know.
Scratchy. He's been coming up every time for the same thing.
No problem, man.
Okay, great.
Yeah. They are determined to waste our time. Let's not have them wasting our time.
All right. Now, in terms of your job for today, Casey, is it over? You're done with St. Catherine?
Yes.
All right. So we're taking comments on St. Catherine. Listeners, if you have a comment on any other seats over there, then let's hear from you, no?
Yeah, so is there any change as well in Casey for St. Catherine from last Thursday? No?
No change.
Okay.
No change. Big Gab is in a battleground seat and he has some work to do, but he's not far away. But the JLP in their campaign will have to turn back Dr. Dawes, make Jamaica see him for who he is. and in extension, Southeast St. Catherine.
And you say, and neighbor, I'm sorry, Casey is still holding that Amos will fall short.
Yes, I have him to fall short. Let's see if he can surprise me. I have to say it as I see it, you know, Mackie Flex. We all, as Labourites, want Amos to win.
I have him falling short as well.
If Amos wins, Mackie Flex. If Amos wins, you see if Damian Crawford lose, tie this together. I'm having the JLP to also beat. If the JLP beat Crawford, I'm having them to beat Natalie Nita Garvey in North Central too.
Now that would be something.
I hear some.
Yes, and I don't really see that. I don't see that happening. I really don't see those happening. I think it will not be a fairy tale ending for Newton Amos.
Let me ask a question, Casey. Consider this for a little. I agree with you when you say that the PNP is stronger than 2020, but do you believe that the percentage, as you like to put it, of vote might increase and the voter turnout might cause the JLP to get more votes and surprise?
Everything will increase, Mackie Flex. The voter turnout for everybody will increase. And based on how the pie is cut in Northwest St. Catherine, the PNP have more in the tank, and they have a candidate that can pull out those traditional PNP votes. Even by tricking them, he can.
Let's hear what you have to say, Gorfman.
Okay, go ahead.
Hi, how are you, neighbor? And good afternoon to your...
Good afternoon to you, my brother. How are you?
Good evening to your astute panelists and forecaster and all
yes.
that. But the question I want to ask, I want to speak with along the Terreland constituency. A constituency that I'm very much intimate with.
Yes.
Grew up here as a child. My mother purchased her second home in her life in Meadowvale. Lived there for over what year now? Lived there for over 45 years, right? Jackson Circle. There are two major thoroughfares in Meadowvale, which is Hillsdown Drive and Meadowvale Drive, and those are the two roads that have always been repaired because they are the two go-through roads, and they just recently paved those two roads about 2 years ago. The dead-end roads have not been touched from the day those houses were built. Next thing, Terreland, the Caymanas Police. That Caymanas Police station is on a lot of land for probably the last 60 years, if you can imagine. I mean, and I just want to go back to the fact that in reference to the gentleman Heath Fitness said that Terreland has not done much, has not done nothing. And I will say Terreland and is who have done work in the constituency, but only in certain sector of the constituency, which is the JLP stronghold, like in the Gregory Park area, that is traditionally vote JLP. But then when you look at Caymanas Garden 1 and 2, when you look at the roads that is leading into Caymanas Park, the racetrack, the Caymanas Park is probably the most profitable organization entity in Portmore, rakes in millions and millions of dollars whenever races are run. And as you know, it's a 24-hour system over there because they have simulcasts, so it's open 7 days a week. Why these roads cannot be repaired? Yeah.
Garfman, I think the question you should ask Garfman is who has responsibility for those roads? Are those roads parochial roads? Are those roads NWA roads? Are all those roads NHT roads? Are all those roads private roads?
Well, we were told that those roads were the MP road. That's why I didn't say the inner roads, you know. I talk about the major thoroughfare roads that runs through Meadowville, that runs adjacent to the police station, run adjacent to Caymanas Park, by Independence City. Well, it's primary school. I know it as an all-age school. All those roads running in. And think about the community. The MPs have responsibility. If you look at Caymanas Garden number 2, beside Independence City, right in front of, right there in front of the Secret Grove, that place is a dump land. Dump land.
No, but a lot of community roads are controlled by parish councils, you know.
Well, no, but okay, all right. But what about the infrastructure? I hear you talk about if Terralang has not put in a medical center.
I didn't say put in. I didn't say put in. I say if he has rendered assistance.
Okay, if he has rendered assistance. Are you aware that there should be a clinic supposed to be constructed in the Gregory Park area that has been on the map for years from you come and all know it can't come to fruition?
Yeah, but that's bigger than a member of parliament. That's bigger than a member of parliament.
Is it? It is?
Yes, that's a cabinet issue. That's a cabinet issue. That's a cabinet issue.
So who represent, but isn't Terralang a cabinet member?
Yes, but you don't know the technicalities. You don't know the technicalities that might be behind it.
He's a state minister.
He's a state minister.
You don't know the technicalities that might be. A member of parliament cannot just come and say, I'm going to build a hospital right here.
Okay, so what about like the post office in Gregory Park, the police station?
Goffman.
Yes.
Are you living in the constituency?
Doesn't make a difference. I have a resident in the constituency.
But you're directing the question. What I'm saying, have you directed these questions? Have you tried to reach out to your MP and direct these questions to him?
Good question. Good. I'm glad I asked that question. Terralang frequently visit Jackson Way, which is the road right behind my house. And there's a particular house that is always there 24/7. And when you were to go there, and if I am there and I go there and ask questions, no, I can't talk to the MP. The bottom line figure, I mean, the truth of the matter is this. We are going to sit and talk, and we are going to argue for a particular point, but frankly speaking, I mean, I don't have a horse in the race in particular, but I'm just listening. But when I look at that constituency is lacking. And frankly speaking, let us be fair, it has been lacking from day one. I can...
Okay, I will check to find out if they are... Hold on, Garma. I will check to find out if those roads are on the roads slated to be repaired under the Spark Road.
I was about to ask a question.
No,
it's on the Spark Road list.
I have not stopped to check.
Those are the avenues that I think
I need to look on the internet.
You should press it.
Right.
And what we have to understand, Twina Garfman, a member of parliament again cannot just go take up a police station and determine that he's going to repair a police station. Those things fall under the remit of the National Minister of National Security. We have a budget for that.
But the member of parliament make representation.
Yes, but you don't know if he doesn't make the representation, Garfman. He might make representation.
Constituency. St. Catherine what?
Garfman, he might make a representation, Garfman, and say to the minister, the police station in my constituency is in a poor condition. I would like some work to be done there. The minister knows going to do a needs assessment. Hold on, the minister knows hold on, Casey. The minister knows going to do a needs assessment. The minister might say, Mr. Terralang, we have other police stations in other constituencies based on our budget that are in more dire need of this one. So we will come to this one. Garfman, it's a step in time, Garfman. I'm not going to come and tell you that.
I'm not going to accept
Mr.
that.
Wang, Nation, send a request.
Caymanas Police has been in the same infrastructure from day one. And this is not...
Excuse me, what is Terralang's constituency name? What's St. Catherine what?
Jamaican girl, take up Mark Nation in the box. He's from that constituency.
St. Catherine what? Casey?
Minister cannot be the total representation in terms of police station.
Look, that constituency is a new constituency that have gone through 3 elections already. The PNP won it first through Dr. Arnold Brown. This is Terralang is into his 2nd term right now, seeking a 3rd term.
Seeking a 3rd term.
Martinish, listen now. As far as a police station is concerned, there were multiple police stations on the island more in need of repair than that one. So when somebody, even if Terry Long was Minister of Infrastructure, he would have been Minister of Infrastructure for the country, not just for East Central St. Catherine. So he would have to move to repairing police station in Westmoreland and other places, in Manchester and other places, before moving on to that one. So you cannot grade an MP based on if a police station have been repaired. That's however you could grade a government that way. And in terms of repairing police station or building police stations, improving police
that's not under the MP.
This
really.
government have led the
But
way.
Casey Boss, the fact of the matter, if I live in a particular area, and I will say this with no apology whatsoever, if I live in that constituency like how I live in Meadowvale, I want the best for my community. I want the best infrastructure in my community. I want for safety reasons in my. What is wrong with that? What is wrong with
Garfman, just imagine if the current
You
Prime
should
Minister,
want the best for your constituency, and nothing is wrong for you asking for everything you have been asking for. But I said you cannot look just on what have not been done and use that to grade Mr. Terry Long.
Frankly speaking, what I've seen Terry Long has done in the constituency, he installed a basketball court in Caymanas Garden number 2. I have not really seen anything. It is more of a giveaway and social giveaway as done in that constituency. I don't see any serious infrastructure taking place in that constituency.
Okay.
What is this though?
How are infrastructure in that constituency when you compare the infrastructure of other constituency before Terry Long?
I am speaking about where I live on. I am speaking about where I live. I mean, what other major infrastructure has been done? The majority of people in Portmore today still commute back out to Kingston for jobs.
Pardon me?
Yes, the majority of people who lives in Portmore, regardless of the call center out there, like on the I-95 right there at the Chinese building, majority of the people still commute out of Portmore.
Yes, people. Yes, and that's part of transportation. Transportation is part of the economy. People commute wherever they want to work.
I'm seeing here, gentlemen, that the SPA program, based on the consultation, it says St. Catherine East Central, right, Casey?
Yes.
Yeah. It says what? Luna Field Road, Clark Road.
No, a lot of road. Mackiflex. A lot of road have been fixed in the constituency.
Here's Martin.
It's not asking about road.
Yo, Goffman.
Let us hear Mark.
Mackiflex go first. Mark. Nation.
Hold on, Casey.
Mr. Mackiflex. No, Mackiflex go first.
Listen up. Goffman, stop chat crap, Goffman. Stop chat crap, Goffman. You know, see, I tell lie though. Stop the lie for the MP. Go for politician. Brother, yeah, upgrade right in front of Cedar Grove. Goffman, when last you come to Jamaica? When last you come to Jamaica, Goffman? When last you come to Jamaica?
No. Yeah, come with your voice.
Well,
that not work.
I mean, that not work, Goffman. Stop for tell up on the MP, brother. When last you come to Jamaica? When last you come to Jamaica?
So, my nation, wait. Goffman.
Yeah.
Goffman. So, give me 1 second. Let me ask Mark Nation. What are you saying? Don't shout, Mark. What are you saying? What did he say? Yeah. Why you saying?
Hear me, I say. Before, if I talk about the police station, yeah?
Yes.
That is a lie. The police station paint up an upgrade. Maybe the police station cannot move. You understand me? So you know what I'm talking. So the MP is working.
So what condition is the police station in?
It in good condition. It in good condition. Paid up and look different.
Gaffman, what's wrong with the police station? Is
police station. Yeah, what's wrong with police station?
Mark Nation, remember answer. That particular police station needs to relocate it. When Cedar goes,
it cannot relocate. We will find fears. No.
Listen me now. That's not a fair request. Who voted for you to decide that the police station need relocation?
To remove, yeah. Stop being political, man.
So hold on, Gaffman, all along it's not condition you're complaining about? It's location.
Let me ask you a question, but you don't want
man, what is your reason for saying it need to relocate?
Yeah.
If you don't allow me to speak, how you going to hear my point? Please.
No, that's
you're going to be political. You're going to be political. You waste of time. Yeah.
Again. How long that
political.
Hold on, man. Hold on. How much community does Criminals Park Police serve based on the capacity that is at today? The area itself. Hold on, let me finish.
Gaffman. That is a little good. Hold on, Gaffman. You see, Gregor Park Police Station, it serve Gregor Park and maybe Independence. So listen, see, 100 man sent away. Anything from Gregor Park, it go to 100 man. You don't like a mini station. Anything 100 man take it down. Don't turn a light on my MP and don't be political, brother. I'm not a bias. Don't do that.
Mark Nation, please come. Mark Nation, let me say this.
Gaffman, me no want to bias, you know.
Hold on, man.
But a bad mind on no bad mind. Brother, on a bad mind.
Hold on. We don't have to go down to this disrespectful manner, please, because I'm not.
Let me make you know. No, but I'm put you on the place.
Garfman, to be frank, Garfman, I don't think any of us here on the platform have any experience or anything for us to come and say the police station need to be removed.
It never scratch it, then for years, I'm scratch it. It then for me, bad scratch him. What are the Gaffman? Yeah, Bridgeport Police Station. What are the Gaffman? Yeah, Bridgeport Police Station. Right? Those stations are there for me, ban. Gregor Park. You understand me? One time, anybody that went from Newland within the area, if they can't go to Bridgeport before 100 man station bill, them can't go to Gregor Park. 100 man bill, 100 man come like the big one now. Take anybody from Clarendon, Portmore, anywhere you come from. It doesn't look like a coming to police. Yeah. It come like Gregor Park and Bridgeport come like a coming to police station then, for instance. Then. But 100 man take the bulk of the work. You understand me? Yeah, in my political size, when last come to Jamaica, Terry I'm gonna be one of the best MP. Let me tell you something.
Let me see him put forward the argument as to why I feel like it should be relocated.
Yeah. Don't talk crap, brother. Oh, my MP. Where you know my MP? Don't do that, man. Don't do that.
The fuck out of the police station is in good condition, man. Why you think it must be relocated?
A relocation of a police station is not a fair request. I don't. If you want another police site or another police station somewhere, and for a reason I can understand.
And so, I don't
Gaffman, honestly, with respect.
And that's not an MP's responsibility.
to move that police station
Mr.
because that
Garfman.
police station is
Garfman,
strategically
you're
placed
not
there to
making a
oversee
good
Gregory
point.
Park.
Mentally. That police station can relocate just across the street and a bigger lot and a
Where Garfman? Where's that Garfman?
Hold on, Mark. Hold on. Across where
I scheme this up. Well, that's a what's the scheme this up. Garfman, stop trying to crack Garfman. Where's the land? Where there?
The land is right beside Campbell Hardware. Right beside Campbell Hardware. That's what a police.
It can't go to Garfman. It can't go to Garfman.
Why?
It can't go to so.
Why?
You're just politicizing, man. Garfman, you're such a thing crack Garfman.
Why can it go there? Can you explain that?
Garfman. The
police station is fine. Listen, man.
Police station is fine.
Good evening.
Yeah, you go through flowers.
I hear Mr. Garfman saying that the police station can manage the workload in Gregory Park. But I just want to ask a question. So what is the container police force that recently going to Gregory Park?
Down in Gregory Park. It's down in Gregory Park.
What it is for? It's not to...
Hold on. Good question. And that is the main reason why they had to put a police force in Gregory Park because
but if there's a police force and a need to move the police station again, what if they think it couldn't manage the workload? That's why they put a container.
If there's a better infrastructure in the Gregory Park area, you see, you guys are talking about Gregory Park.
Garfman, we don't just go around and waste money and replace infrastructure that don't need to be replaced.
I don't know that the listeners are benefiting.
Hold on.
We certainly are not.
Hold on, guys.
I don't know that we're benefiting from
from
this.
Hold on,
We sound like bees.
Hold on, guys. A neighbor, I would just like to add, Mr. Garfman, a police station, Garfman, is something that is considered a strategic asset. It has to be, it is done strategically. We are any member of parliament can just come and say move a station. The police high command and the strategic part of the police force, they decide where stations are, how the operations are carried out. And as Casey said earlier, Garfman, you can't have a small station and 1,000 police operate out of it. So you can't come out the top of your head, Garfman, and say that there's a situation
at no given time, to afford that 7
you should go on the internet and
yeah, we're leaving this right here.
Garfman, where you get that information from?
Let me just add this, 20 people.
Garfman?
Let me add this.
A smart nation who lives in the area, call the police, go to the police station and ask them how many police is on a 12-hour shift at any given point right here.
There's no police shortage.
Can you give us
that information
half a
from
second?
at all?
Half a second.
Police will not share that information, Mr. Garfman.
24 minutes after 4 o'clock. I think we want to return to St. Catherine and keep the conversations to a level that matters. This no matter, man. This no matter. Mr. Garfman?
I just want to add labor.
Sorry, Maki. Do you want to comment on the seat itself and leave the...
I believe Terralang will lose his seat. Big Rob will lose his seat. Fitz Jackson will retain his seat. I believe all the 3 seats will go back to the PNP in that vicinity.
Yes, and of course, you believe that the PNP will win the election.
Well, no. It's the neighbor. The frankly speaking, I believe.
Neighbor.
Hold on, please. Hold on. Yes, Garfman. So
I believe
your belief is that the PNP will win the election.
And I'm going to tell you why. Simple fact.
No, do you believe that? Do you believe that?
Yes.
The point is that
I need to ask Garfman a question.
Man, come on. And I'm going to tell you why.
Garfman tell us the PNP will win West Kingston.
No. Garfman not going to say that. Not at all. And what I will tell you why the PNP will win the election, and I will say this to you publicly, everybody can hear it. The PNP will win the election, not necessarily by policies, but by the utterances of the people of the Jamaica Labour Party supporters. That's how the PNP will win the election.
Like what? Like what utterance?
Just like how just the behavior that is being displayed out and melted out, that's how the Jamaica Labour Party supporters operate. And that is what I'm saying. And just as how this and blah, blah, blah. Like, for example, the guy Sakif came up and immediately take him down. But the question I want to ask, when a pastor has a church, right, and he's preaching there every Sunday, is it his intention to go to church and preach to the same congregation, to the same members every Sunday, in and out, and don't seek new disciples? Is that his objective or not?
Absolutely.
You're saying that there are supporters out there, Garfman, that are looking at the crime rate now. Almost a 80% reduction in crime since the start of the year. Right? Lowest it has ever been. Right? In 40 years. The murder rate I'm talking about. And come on a neighbor life, right? In the audience and say to themselves, okay, I'm going to vote for the PNP because I don't like how the JLP supporters are behaving.
Especially when you have a date and Campbell as your
exactly. So if I should kick Garfman out the box now, we're going to lose votes.
Yes.
Well, you can't keep one thing in mind if you kick Garfman.
It's important to first listen.
Garfman.
Yes, madam.
Just a minute.
Yes.
You said Fish Jackson will win his seat. I live in Woodmore and I live here for years. Hold on. Andele. Fitzjackson will win his seat. Okay, fine. Terrelong will lose.
Correct.
I worked in Fitzjackson constituency. And let me tell you this, Mr. Garfman.
Let me hear it, madam.
Until recently, about 2 weeks ago.
Yes, madam.
People have to be in Fitzjackson neck for us to get some of the road patch out for years. Even the road right on the 20 road, right in front of the municipality office was atrocious, and we've been through it from December right through, with the exception of the rain. I could give them that the rain was falling. They did nothing, absolutely nothing in Portmore, Elsha, where Fitzjackson is the member of parliament. So if you say, in Big Rob constituency,
I will say this
and laws.
Hold on a minute, Flowers. I just want Garfman to explain the thought process behind that statement for me. Because if Fitzjackson can do absolutely nothing, and when we say nothing, we literally mean nothing. But an MP like Terry Long that is actually doing something will lose. How does that work? How can one person win by doing nothing, but the other person will lose doing something?
So, Miss Jamaica, are you saying, and before I answer, I asked neighbor this question. I remember neighbor accused Sakif that he's being disingenuous and not being honest, because Sakif came out and says Terrelong did nothing. So are you saying that Fitzjackson has done nothing? So neighbor, is this...
All right, so Flowers just told you what Mr. Jackson has done.
Hold on, Mr. Jamaica. So neighbor, so based on what Mr. Jamaica has said, that Fitzjackson has done nothing, you believe that's a general statement, neighbor?
But do you believe that Terrelong has done nothing?
No, not at all. I believe that Terrelong has done work in this in the constituency, but I am telling you, based on
sorry, sir. I just took a break. Jamaica girl is right beside you.
Okay,
she can defend herself.
No, I want you, neighbor.
No, but why would I speak for her?
Neighbor,
neighbor,
you hold on, neighbor.
No,
You
sir.
said to Sakif that
which correctly.
that when he made the comment that Terralang has done absolutely nothing, you said to him that's a disingenuous statement.
Neighbor could have said that because Terralang has been posting everything that he does. We have not seen anything of the sort from Fitzjackson. We have not seen anybody at all in the entire constituency.
No.
Garfman, let me respond to the question, please.
Let us be honest.
No, you're asking if we are being disingenuous, and I'm saying neighbor can take that stance because he would have seen from Terry Lang's page or others exactly what Mr. Terry Lang is doing.
That's not what neighbor
but Jamaica girl, I'm going to ask Garfman,
Please let me finish. Neighbor took the stand that as a member of parliament, sir, you cannot come out and say the member of parliament has done absolutely
no, what neighbor did. What neighbor did. Neighbor did that because neighbor know what Terry Lang has done.
That's exactly what I just said, Casey. That's exactly what I just said.
Garfman,
let me tell you, Mr. Wrong, because I've been living in this constituency under the leadership of Fitzjackson for 32 years. 32 as long as he's been a member of parliament.
Compared to Mr. Terry Lang, how much
that exactly. The post office beside me since I have been here has looked exactly this. Well, it get worse. I can't look the same. Mr. Jackson wouldn't even stay across the road and dash a pint of paint on the building. As Flowers spoke about the roads, and that's literally what happened. I saw people posting left and right and center and begging for patch to live on this road.
You have been living in Portmore longer than I am.
Okay.
You live 32 years, I live 28 years. Exactly, so scratchy. I lived there 28 years and I have worked for at least 11 years. I have a business in Fitzjackson constituency. For 11 years, I'm among the people. Here in Fitzjackson, and the only thing I see, sometimes I don't want to talk on this platform.
Flowers, I can go on my road now and show you a pothole that has been there for over 20 years, and I'm not exaggerating.
Exactly.
I am not exaggerating. Believe me when I tell you.
You know what I say happened the other day?
Christian Pen, where a big pothole is in the road right now as I speak.
Yes, right now as you speak. Has it been there for 20 years?
It has been there for years.
Come out.
Give me a number, Garfman. Give me a number.
Huh?
Give me a number.
We talk about the road the other day and they went to patch the road. Jamaican girl, you know what I say happened the other day? They went to patch the road. When the Sparks program rolled out, I see Fitzjackson, Leon Thomas at a particular in front of one of them comrades' house. I patch out one road round there where they for millions here, but because them comrade friends live here, them got here to patch the road and take picture.
There's one across from me that they did the exact same thing, and I'm telling you, right in the middle of the roller is a piece of hole where to drive in and to come through. But across the road, they have made sure to patch that one little piece of area,
right
and they
in front of the municipality office. Was
we add that the municipality building is the only good-looking building in St. Catherine. The police station beside it look like it's about to fall down any minute.
And it never seems to do anything about it. I don't know what Garfman come here to tell us about.
Listen, there's a particular part every morning I drive it. The mad to chop down the tree and carry it go through over
Jamaica girl and Flowers, Garfman don't understand the politics. Garfman don't understand a lot of these roads. The PNP run municipality responsible for a lot of these roads.
Responsible for them. And it's the other day they have to take it up in arms so that the Brayton Road, the Elsha Road, where Fitzjackson drive on to go to his house was in a atrocious condition.
Flowers, did you see the car that overturned close by Pathfinder because of the two big craters that were in the road?
The Flowers and Jamaican girl, are you saying that it is valid for Portmore to become a parish and have its own municipality?
Listen, if his me alone is a parish from last night, I am so sick and tired of these people. And Maki, I am in a position where not only live where they are. I have to deal with them for work. So I know what I am talking about. I can't even utter out of my mouth some of the things that these people do. And when I say these people, I'm speaking specifically to the People's National Party representative.
So therefore, Jamaican
We're not talking about.
I have some work to do now that I cannot get done because of them. And I don't want to get into why or how, but I know what we are dealing with over here. The sad part is that people will not vote otherwise. Exactly.
The last time they come,
otherwise
I tell them,
because
say,
of
look,
that.
when they come in my business place and say, I tell you the uncle thing, and if you don't even give me, I can't change my vote. You have to give me a piece of land to put in my business place, friend, with a title. And they uncle think that not t-shirt money can't get my vote.
I think a lot of persons in Portmore, as you would have said earlier, just stay away from the process because of the type of people that they are. You know, most people are working and stuff, so.
So let me say, so are you saying, ladies, that persons who are not living in Jamaica are for some reason may not have a close affiliation with the constituencies really shouldn't be commenting on what's happening?
What they're commenting is probably the vibe that they get from persons that they know, but the day-to-day, they don't have a clue what is happening. I'm telling you.
Some of them just biased.
Even that road that Garfman had mentioned earlier where he said it's a dump. It's not a dump anymore because they extended that road. The persons who were doing the roadway had material and stuff over there, but it was cleaned up to facilitate that road work. That's a road that I actually did some work on. So I know what I'm talking about. When it comes to Portmore, I know what I am talking about because I live in Portmore, I work in Portmore.
It's Jamaica Girl, famous as Garden, number 2, right beside Surrey Meadows. That open land has been a dump for years now. It is way before the Grange Lane project started, my good lady.
And I just said that it was cleaned up.
No, madam. No, madam. Not
Garfman. All right, let me leave that alone. Continue.
He's not on the ground, you know. He's not on the ground.
Yes, so I'll allow him to say whatever he wants to say. I'm telling you, based on the nature of my job, I've gone to places and I've had to clean storm drains for People's National Party representatives.
Let Garfman come up here and mislead the audience. Garfman to come in here and mislead our audience.
Living in Jamaica.
It don't make a difference. If you don't live here, or you know what's happening down there.
I mean, if I don't live in Jamaica, it doesn't make a difference if I live in Jamaica or not. If I'm in Jamaica or anywhere.
Listen to the comment section. Yeah, Scratchy. Make him listen in the comment section and we discuss what we have to discuss.
I think one of the things that he probably takes for granted is that as he said, that section is used as a dump or whatever. If it is being used as a dump and somebody goes there and clean it today, it doesn't mean that it will not become a dump again because a lot of us are very nasty.
And
I can also tell you that a lot of the dumping that is going on in Portmore has been authorized by you know who's.
All right, so
people
Jamaica
have
Girl.
told, yeah man, dump it over there, so.
So Jamaica Girl, let me ask you the question because person are listening, you live there. Persons who are listening don't live there. Let me ask you. So are you saying that having your own municipality will give strength to your representatives taking care of Portmore where you live? Are you agreeing with that?
Absolutely, 1,000%.
And you are saying that this move for the government make Portmore a parish and define the boundaries that you can elect your mayor for Portmore is the best way to go for Portmore.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you that the People's National Party is also in agreement. The only issue that they have is that they're not the ones that is driving it forward.
Exactly. And you would agree with me that based on the report from TAJ that Portmore residents pay a higher percentage of property tax to the government coffers, right?
Yes. Mine is fully paid up. I don't owe 1 cent up to, I think, when it's cut off. I don't even remember. I'd have to go back and check. But yes.
Living in Portmore, Jamaican girl, do you get the feeling among the residents there that they are excited about this Portmore becoming a parish? Just general people. I'm not talking about JLP supporters or JLP supporters.
I really have not had a lot of discussions with persons regarding to that, so I don't want to comment on it, to be honest. Yeah.
One with Flowers, what do you think, Flowers, if you're hearing?
I just the same. I haven't been in dialogue with most people because where I live, when I come out early in the morning, I go home late at night, and I actually don't live like in the maybe the garrison community, put it that way.
Yeah.
Or in in those parts of the community where when you go in, you go and see people.
And that is typical of Portmore, and I think that's what actually causes a lot of us to stay away from the voting process. Because by the time we come home, we're tired. We now look on the news or try to figure out what's going on. We just want to get the kids after bed, the homework, eat, bathe, and go sleep because you have to get up early in the morning to do it all over again. So I think a lot of things we're not informed on, and we're not necessarily seeking any information. We're just like, oh, chill. Yeah. All
right. I haven't seen my MP in a very, very, like people said, when I see my MP, I know my MP. When I go to vote, I know, so I close my eye and vote. And I know Mr. Terry Long is doing the work because I've seen his page and stuff. But literally, like, say, I'm going down a Terry Long office and see my MP, and even when he has his work, I don't see Terry Long. I don't see because I don't have that time, so I'm always at my business place.
You're working.
Well, I'll tell you, for the 32 years that I have been in Greater Portmore, I've only seen my MP twice, and they were at 2 work functions.
And thing, I've just know my business in Big Rum. Consequently, I see Mr. Dawes walk past.
That's where I work as well.
Friends and so, but if I go to a political meeting when I have the time, and like the other day when Mr. Terrelong has a meeting and a closed business and I went, I will meet and greet with my MP or so, but that's about it. But I know exactly.
And you know, on the matter of Mr. Mullins.
Andy.
On the matter of the police station, well, I have no reasons to say it's not adequately staffed or whatever. I've had to work with them as well for, several things, but I would think that it is placed at that particular location for a specific reason. We have Gregory Park right down the road that we usually see a whole heap of crime in. And I must say I've not heard anybody have died in Gregory Park in quite some time. I don't hear about no
Jamaica
shooting.
You agree with me though? You agree with me though, Jamaican girl, that if there's any government to build stations and to build infrastructure, it would be this JLP administration. You agree with me?
Of course.
So I don't know what
that is a fact.
So I don't know what such man, I don't know, remember his name, trying to intimate, because if needed, this government is going to do it.
And I'm not opposed to it being rebuilt or whatever. That would be amazing. That would still be amazing.
If it is rebuilt, we would welcome it. But even if it cannot manage the workload or is, as him say, seven persons. But the other day they give us Terry Long install a container police station nearby also, so they will all, can from one place to the other. So they can handle the workload, because if 7 is here and 7 is down there.
You won't know how much police is on shift now. That's national security interest. You never know them numbers.
That's not for us to know either.
Those numbers are not presented to civilians.
Yeah, I don't understand. If they even want 2 police to house there and 2 house down at the neck, what is that an issue to him?
Right now around by, I don't remember the name of the area, but Fitz Jackson, I think that's probably his strongest area in the entire constituency. When I say they have no road, I don't mean the road need to be patched. I mean it's a dirt track.
We're talking in
They are just now putting in water pipes. Around past Clifton side, that side.
Oh.
In 2025, those people are just getting a water line, legal water connection. The entire stretch is a dirt track.
Good evening, ladies.
Good evening.
Good evening.
So I take it personal when I hear people talk about, oh, Rhoda can't win or Terry Long can't win. Yeah, man, Fitzjackson not going win. On what basis?
On
what
grounds?
basis?
Why?
You're telling me that people are just voting because of color or party. That means they have zero interest in the development of the country. And that is sad.
You know,
it is so sad.
You know, ladies, I just wanted to say, and I was listening and I have to join this conversation. And neighbor, I just want to thank you to allow me. The question I would like to ask Gaffman, if Fitzjackson can be the member of parliament for 32 years and cannot single out any major project that he has undertaken for the time that he has been elected by the people, right? And he's here saying that Fitzjackson is going to win, and the other two performing member of parliament is going to lose, and all the performing member of parliament from the JLP is going to lose, and the 14 that the PNP has are not performing, but all of them is going to return back to power. It might as well we call politics quit in this country, because
I agree, John.
It is so sad for the level of contempt that the PNP and the PNP supporters hold for the Jamaican people.
Yep.
Because you want to tell me now that Jamaican people no know better, no want no better, so they're willing to compensate a person for non-performance over somebody who is performing.
Apparently.
Is this
I
what
tell you,
our
that's why it
politics
upsets
gone
me
to?
so much, honestly, John.
Really and truly, because when you look and see Mr. Terrelong always among his people, always trying to garner resources to do things in his constituency, trying to keep his constituency, trying to communicate with them, trying to keep them up to breast with what is taking place. And these are the type of representation that the people really require. And this man live overseas and is going to come here and speak of someone agwash and behave in a manner like Jamaican people are so backward and worthless.
John Major,
especially a community like Portmore, where the most educated people of this country really reside.
Okay.
Really
John Major, look here. You know what? When Blue Dot is doing their polls, I find them, based on what I hear, to be very scientific in their approach. They start with the parish of St. Catherine, because in St. Catherine you have a nucleus of everybody that would vote or represent the nucleus of what's happening in the country on a wider perspective, right? And they start there for a reason. And the reason I'm going here is to say, when persons can come up and say that, oh, the reason why the PNP will win is because of how JLP supporters behave and disbehave. And that just goes to show that persons don't live here not finding out the pulse of the nation, what's happening on the ground. Right now, within the last couple of weeks, I'm sure you'd agree with me that what has been happening in this country, I've never seen in my lifetime the Jamaican people running behind the police. It's the first in longest I've ever seen something like that. I've never seen so many persons, making effort to get jobs and are working. And the level of discontent that was there in February 2024, I'm not seeing it now. When you go straight across the country, you hear people talking about it, And I don't know how you can sit in the States or UK or Canada, wherever you are, and say that, oh, this is what's going to happen because you lived here a couple of years ago. That's foolishness.
But Maki, I am thinking if what the JLP supporters say are gonna turn off the voters to vote for the People's National Party, with the way that their general secretary behave,
and the leader, and Jamaican girl, the de facto leader Bunting and the leader Golden, how them behave and conduct themselves.
You're telling me that people are going to vote for a man that went and sat in Parliament and lied on a contractor? Because the JLP supporters are turning off people?
Let me tell you, Jamaican girl.
We as a people.
No, man.
Is we as a people and as a Jamaican is going to sit and vote for the PNP party with Mark Golden at the helm that take us, a black man on stage with chain
Flowers,
to
do
remove
me
a
a
key
big
from
bring
his
up that one, yeah,
pockets.
because this personal to my
Eh?
heart
And we are going to
do.
sit down, not every day, but I mean, so we have to talk about it. And
The
we are
one that
going to
lick my
vote for
shit.
them. And they're going to tell me, so because of what JLP people say, why people are going to turn off, and we don't turn off by that yet. Come on, give me a break, son.
Let me tell you. Certain persons put out some poll and said the 9 percentage points ahead, you see? And I can bet any money that when other polls are done, you're going to see what is happening in this country because you feel it. The momentum and shift is with the JLP. People don't like to hear that, you know. Because I know for certain that they are fretting in certain seats, right? And what is happening? You know, Casey often pointed out, say, listen, if there's a considerable swing to the JLP, similar to what happened in 2020, it's going to be a wipeout for the JLP. JLP is going to wipe the PNP out. And I suspect that's what's going to happen. I believe that's what's going to happen. And some of these seats that the PNP have the advantage in Jamaica, girl, they're going to lose them. Because it's a different Jamaica now as opposed to February last year. Yes, John Mitch.
You know what? I just want to say, Mackie, and thank you to allow me. I just want to say, ladies, thank you very much for being a true patriot to this country and also to stand up for your constituency. Because sometimes, you know, it is not about defend the party, you know, or defend member of parliament, but it's about defending Jamaica. You understand?
Yes,
because
yes.
over the PNP govern this country 18 and a half years unbroken. And then we have a 4-year split, and then they come back for 4 years. And they cannot point out to Jamaican people where those 22 years of tax collection and tax increase go to, right? The Jamaica Labour Party have inherited a broken and falling infrastructure right across the length and breadth of this country. Every single ministry of this country has failed infrastructure, right? And a bankrupt economy. And we have a government who is trying to stabilize the economy, stabilize the country, give public sector worker increase, right? Providing better infrastructure, increasing the police force, increasing the army, buying equipment for them and technology and all of these things. And what more are these people asking for? Why we never have this level of accountability when the PNP was in government? Why is it that these people wasn't calling for accountability and performance when the PNP have it good, when the world economy was stable and every region in the world was growing except Jamaica?
I'll tell you why, John. Simply because we did not know that it is possible.
Exactly.
We are just knowing that things are possible.
Okay, thank you, Jamaica.
Andy Mullings.
I think that's sum it up all.
Yes, Andy Mullings.
Hey,
go ahead.
Good afternoon.
Sorry to have you waiting so long here.
Nah, man, I like to wait. I want to wait. I got patience.
Okay.
I chill on me drive, so I got patience.
All right. Yeah, man. So you wanted to contribute something? Go ahead.
Good evening, host. What I like to do, man. I don't got me a jump from life to life. What I like to do, man. Which is that we have. We're talking about something constructive. We want to stop. We want to stop the PNP supporter and company. Cause this track we. Can I stand in confidence from this track with the fan one, you know? John,
also,
like
we have to welcome all views, you know. It's important.
No, man. We have to learn to start keep our own company. We have to learn to start keep our own company.
Yeah, the only challenge with that, the only challenge with that, Andy, is that we find politics to be interesting when we are able to compete. The very nature of politics suggests that it is to be about ideas, where ideas contend, and then the people have to make up their minds. Ultimately, in a few weeks' time or months, Jamaicans are going to be asked to make some very important choices. Are they going to choose to continue with a government with the kind of performance that this one has? Or they are going to go back to the People's National Party with their record? Our job in this space is to highlight to the Jamaican people the choices that they have before them and ask them to choose. And I think by engaging the persons from the opposition, we do that. Do you think?
All right, neighbor, you never notice, I don't know if you notice. Because me man make take keen listening and make pay attention to people word, you know. You ever notice you ask some PNP certain question, they don't know, but if they ask them a different question that suit them, they know everything.
You know,
Yes,
you know, sir,
That
that
is
they are,
true.
they are propaganda. You know that they are
That's why
propaganda.
that's why neighbor, me don't like me. You see, that's why I like Labour Party on neighbor. This is why I like Labour Party. You see, if you ask a Labour something, if he know he gonna agree with it, if what I suit him or not, he's going to answer you fairly. PNP not gonna answer you fairly. He gonna beat around. I'm gonna give you a forthcoming answer.
I'm gonna point out something to you, sir. Give me 1 second to do it. You see? Did you hear one of the supporters of the People's National Party saying today that he's not interested in highlighting the successes of the government? Did you hear that?
I heard it clearly.
Did you hear it?
Numerous.
Oh, you
Neighbor, can you please repeat?
The man said he's not interested in pointing out the successes of the government because as far as he's concerned, he wants the PNP to win. Did you hear that?
Yep.
You know, I wish, sir, that Jamaica was a more, no disrespect, that we had a more thinking population.
Amen, neighbor. Amen.
Jamaicans was a place where our people looked at issues and listened and make decisions based on being critical. Because a statement like that is fundamental, you know, sir, even as we try to look at what we have before us. Because what it is telling you is that these people are not really interested in serving the people, you know.
Not at all.
There's no interest in serving the people. It is all about power. And let me tell you something about power, sir. You see, when a man is going after power, you must be very careful that you put power in the hand of a man that is only after power too, because of power's sake. He's not after power to serve the people. He's a very dangerous man, that you know, sir. Yes. But you know what they say about power?
It corrupts absolutely.
No, the power.
Neighbor, how you think a man, how you think a person can use your neighbor?
No, watch me.
If you're uneducated, you know, that's the only way a person can use your neighbor.
Look at the thinking. Look at the thinking, sir. Look at the thinking. We always believe that it is best for Jamaica, for the PNP to form the government. That's the thinking, you know. So anything that will make us or cause us to be in power, we think it is
best for the country.
You understand what I'm saying to you, sir? Yeah. You must not miss these subtle things you see, sir.
That is one of the most dangerous political statements ever made in Jamaica.
You must miss. Let me tell you something, guys, online. When a man speaks, you must listen what the man say and what he doesn't say. Because a lot of time what he doesn't say is more important than what he said. Yep. That is why you must be quiet when a person is speaking. Don't be quick to just cut them off and listen to what they are saying. Because it is in listening to them that you know they're thinking. Because a lot of times they are saying things that they don't want to say. Right? And it is a strength, I think, that we must develop. But I just wish that Jamaica was a more I don't want to talk about literacy because that's another issue, but just a place where we engage on a higher level.
That's a very, very important point, neighbor. And that's why I'm a part of this show, because I'll tell you, it's one of the best when it comes to learning things. I was listening to Miss Cross program last night. And I would encourage everybody, please go and watch the video that Miss Cross did last night on YouTube. And she played a clip from, I think they were in Darlington, the PNP were in Darlington. You know what Mark Golden said to begin that speech? Mark Golden said, the Prime Minister is running around the country, cutting ribbons, giving the illusion that he's doing something. And my mind, what do you mean? So you're telling me that the Prime Minister is going to cut ribbon on things that are not done, or he's just idly cutting ribbons?
What Jamaica girl?
And I'm saying people are real and make noise, and I'm like, what is wrong with these people? If ribbons are being cut everywhere, every minute, it simply means that things are being accomplished. And then he's gonna say, and them going like them choose, well, something about choose Jamaica when them choose themselves. So Karen Cross made note to let everybody know that Dr. Andrew Michael Holness chooses Jamaica every day because he has one Jamaican passport. So when anything goes wrong, he has nowhere else to run to. He can go somewhere and cool out, as she said, for 2 weeks. But he has to come back to Jamaica. Now, how can a man with 2 passports be telling people about Prime Minister not choosing Jamaica? Mark Golden, you have options. I do not. Well, I do, but I'm not interested in any options. So,
you need to also hear. No,
absolutely not.
But did you hear also in the clip, because I listened to that clip, she was saying Katie Knight, and I think Katie Knight, somebody else, but they went and had a demonstration against the Queen. They did a demonstration against the Queen also. But however, Katie Knight is standing with Mark Golden because his daughter is in politics and he wants her to get a seat also.
Yes.
Yeah.
So sometimes, as Eva just said, we are to listen.
Well,
sometimes listen.
I mean, Flowers, when you have somebody like a Karen Cross, who I grew up listening to, and I must tell you, I was always very disgruntled with her, because I said, why this lady a follow back at this party? We have popped down the country. And this was at a very young age, because I've been interested in politics from a long time. Right? And I didn't grow up in a home that had anything at all to do with politics. None of my family votes. So if not 10 or whatever, I am the only one sitting in front of the TV watching election and forming my opinion about which party I want to represent. Now, if somebody that was born to the party like Karen Cross can be against this Rise United party, it is very telling.
Yeah, as we advance in this democracy, and I'm going to make a very bold prediction here, we're going to find that as the consciousness of Jamaicans increases through mediums like these and others, there is going to be less and less polarizing of politics and more. I think the Labour Party has done very well in terms of the theme of Choose Jamaica.
Yes, yes.
Because, let me tell you something, guys. A lot of people don't business about Labour Party and PNP, right now. Mm-hmm. It's true. They're tired of it. We're tired of it pulling apart. We want to choose Jamaica. We want to be in a country where we can pursue our dreams in a safe environment, right? And enjoy the fruits thereof. And politics is going to have to change to match the thinking of our people. Yes. The people who are drawn into the nonsense, you You look at them. You see? Those the majority of Jamaicans are not so much interested in politics. They are interested in governance. Yes? And what it is that, and where is Jamaica is going. And that is what I think people are going to be voting for in the future. Not for PNP. I believe so too. They are going to be voting for their country. And so if you can demonstrate, right, through your party, that you are the one that is moving the country forward, I think you are going to enjoy the support of the Jamaican people.
Yes, neighbor, and I totally agree with you. And even when you look at with the police, with the security force, you can see where the popularity amongst the Jamaican people are growing, because people are feeling more confident in the police and are feeling more confident and safer in their home and in certain spaces.
And because, you know why? And you know why, John? There was a time in Jamaica when what people heard was structured and controlled.
Yes,
very much so.
Definitely.
And therefore, you could craft a narrative and say, "Here is it," and people would believe it.
Definitely so.
Today, it is vastly different. Yes. You see what I'm saying to you? Apart from the preponderance of radio stations, there is cable, and now there is TikTok and YouTube, and everybody is able to get into the space and share information. This election probably will surprise a lot of people.
Yeah. Clive, I'm so a lawyer, but nobody just want to say this. I even saw throughout the course of this week where this Canadian Jamaican Miller was in Canada, and he was talking to a lady. She didn't show the lady face, but she said she lived in Canada and she generally would go down to America on vacation. But because of what Trump is doing, a lot of Canadians are not going down to America for vacation, and they want to choose Jamaica. But the negative that are coming out of Jamaica by these TikTokers, they have a second option. So Miller was there saying to this lady, said, "No, man, when you go to Jamaica as a tourist, the risk is very minimal, right?"
John, 1 second.
Go ahead.
Jamaican girl, give Rick my box and let me come down. Neighbor, thanks for having me. All
right, and we hope you come again. It's the first time.
Yeah, man, I'm always here. No, man, I'm always here.
Oh, you need to come in the box more often. You need more ladies in the box. You know?
Yeah, man, we thank you for your perspective.
But sometimes, because neighbor limit his box and the conversation is so interesting, so I just listen.
Yes.
But I'm always here.
Yeah.
So, okay.
So to complete the point, neighbor, I am saying that we thank people like you, neighbor, and others who are putting out the truth out there, right? We are not sensationalize nothing. We are putting out the truth out there, so people with a conscious thinking can dissect what is false and what is true, and so we can move on as a country. Yeah,
Horatio, I don't think we heard from you. Did we hear from Horatio?
No, we did not hear from Horatio.
So we go Horatio and then Clive and then
somebody else might talk. I will soon join the argument.
All right.
Yeah,
Clive?
somebody can take my spot too. I like to listen. I like to be listening. Don't take my box. I like to listen.
All right. Clive, are you there?
We have Clive and we have Rista.
Yeah, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Jamaica. Good afternoon, Jamaica.
Yeah, man.
Good afternoon. One Jamaica. No, nothing else. One Jamaica. Yeah. Yeah, man. Performance so great, you know. But another performance, I will shot them again. St. Thomas tomorrow morning.
Yes, man.
Zaddy, I will shot them again. You understand? Because St. Thomas was so great. When the boss cut the banner, Zaddy, choose Jamaica, cut the banner tomorrow. Them all dead again. So I have something to talk. He said, the more them talk, them they run. You understand? The performance we do it, you know. Performance, we get stronger. When you do good, you do good. If you don't feed the dog at your yard, if you don't feed the dog at your yard, the dog goes stray. So everybody goes stray. You know, so everybody has stray now. Everybody has stray.
You know, Clive.
Who do you call you, Clive?
Clive?
Yeah.
Clive?
Yeah?
Did you know,
Yeah.
sir, that Jamaicans struggle to appreciate good government? Do you know that, sir?
Yeah.
Do you know that Jamaicans
Good governance.
Hmm?
Good
There's
governance. Good
a
governance.
noise. There's a noise that I'm hearing.
By the way, people, remember that the taps are free. Please tap the screen, share the live, send a gift. Triple Dimples, thank you for the gifts. Sorry, go ahead.
Clive? All right, listeners, who do you compare this government to? Where is the comparison? So the argument is that this is the best performing government.
Yeah, man, yeah.
Who do you compare them with? You hearing me, sir? There's a delay. Yeah. So who do you compare them?
Oh, is it my... So,
the government, sir, is competing against itself.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
The government is competing against itself.
Yeah.
And this is part of the problem that the party is not understanding.
In get a good training, you know. I remember saying, when a youth grew up in a politics, and I know he's in teacher, he can console him teacher and tell him teacher saying wrong, right, this way, you know. So him grew up, so him know if you angle things, I know the mistake when teacher go through.
Yeah.
You understand it? Just like how you saw this bag here and you say, John, you know, say no good for the market. You're going to sweat more better than that. You understand it? So, in get a training, him going right, and I like say, him just out this and him just coming out. Yes. Him going right.
Hold on there, Clive. John Major.
Yes, neighbor, I'm here.
The government, sir, faces a challenge, you know, because the government is competing against itself.
Yes.
It does not have a competition based on its performance. So who do you compare the government with? There is much to be said in this history, you know, sir, this period of our history, because I don't think Jamaicans are used to this level of performance.
Performance and accomplishment.
Yes, it is true. And our country is now positioned very delicately because there is still further to go. I would love the government to campaign on an aspirational vision for Jamaica.
Definitely.
Not so much the performance, because I think people can see the performance.
And one of that aspiration,
yes,
neighbor.
Yes.
And that will also reduce the voter apathy.
Yes. So is it the
arms of government?
Yes, John. It is to show the people what. Let me tell you something. You see, listeners, Jamaicans have sucked salt through wooden spoon for so long. That now that a little sweet is in their mouth, them wondering. You know, I see people. I think a lot of people realize that I am a man that studied theology. And I say to people that when the Israelites came out of Egypt, 400 years, and they stood at the Red Sea, sir, that they wanted to go back.
Yes.
Canaan was no. Go forward. Right now, Jamaicans are at that standpoint. They are wondering, should we go forward?
Yes.
Or should we go back? And it's largely psychological. Because when you have been in a position for so long, you wonder if there's anything possible.
Yes.
Is this really Jamaica? We're not used to it.
And we are not a country that embraces changes.
Yeah, our people are just getting used to driving on bad roads for long.
Yeah.
You understand me?
No water for so long.
No water for so long
Poor,
that the water
poor
comes out your pipe and
representation for
you still
so
catch
long.
it out the door. Hmm?
Yes. Poor
You
representation.
still catch it out the door, brother.
No increase in salary.
I am telling you.
Every Jamaican can give a story losing a family member to violent crime.
Yes. There was a time when the whole nation was mourning. Yes, and so when you have a people kept in low expectation, it's low expectation, you know. You know, sir. When one bank, I won't call their name, change out from tellers to machines.
Yeah.
You know how long it took the people to appreciate that move? That they no longer need to go in the bank and form a line to get a teller.
Yes.
And neighbor, there are a lot of people right now who still will not adjust. They'll tell you, oh, I not got the ATM cards.
You
don't want
can't
nobody
carry a
teach
check
me
now
money.
to the ATM and lodge it. But they still want to go to the bank, especially the older folks, and stand up in the line to cash them check. We have work to do, sir, on the minds of our people to get, sir, if I became government, I would have a travel program where I would pack up my citizens in airplanes and fly them to Dubai. Just do it every month. It don't matter what it costs. Fly them into Japan. Fly them into other countries.
Yeah, fly them into China. Fly them into Germany.
Yeah, what is possible?
Yeah.
Then show them how people cross the
Show
road.
them what is possible, sir.
Yes.
You understand me?
Yes.
Show them that when you go to KFC, you don't have to wait 45 minutes in a line to get 2 pieces of chicken. We have to visualize for our people what is possible so that they begin to believe in the Jamaican dream. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, correct, neighbor. And neighbor, let me tell you something. Platform like yours are doing that. You are trying to bring something new to the table. Forcing, I would say, maybe it's too strong of a word, for the Jamaican people to think more, to embrace
you know, so
changes.
the first time I landed in America, the people who I was with said to me that you're going to drive here for 2 weeks and you will not see a bottle on the road. I said, what? There will be no bottle? And they said, yes. And you know, so I drove around the United States for 2 weeks looking for a soda bottle on the road.
Yes.
Is that possible? Is that possible, Jamaicans? That we can stop throwing bottles, KFC box, and cane trash out of our windows? Is that possible?
It's possible if people are being fined.
Neighbor, it's possible, you know.
If
it's
people are
possible,
being
you know,
fined.
because people go abroad and they see the clean place and they follow the practice of the people there. So it is a case wherein we have to start call out people and say, look man, stop being damn nasty, go pick up the bottle, stop throwing the things through the window.
And if I have one fear Rick trigger in this election coming up, one fear, I'll be a little nervous on election night, is that not enough of us would have been convinced that the new Jamaica, a new Jamaica has emerged that deserves our support.
Right. I had asked for a box earlier because, as you know, it's my busy time of the day, so I can't stay here too long. This morning when you started off the program, you started off with a question that if the JLP is in turmoil. The JLP is not in any turmoil because that being a headline is just to stir up some kind of anxiety. You have two brothers have a disagreement, that will settle. But then, you know, in the Gleaner wanting to sell the paper, they put anything on the headline because the body politics is not what it is. It is not in any turmoil as what turmoil truly is. Turmoil is in the other house, but it's just that they're trying to use every little smoke screen not to throw it out there. So I just say this to the members of the society who support the JLP. There's no turmoil in the JLP. JLP is quite fit and ready going forward into the next election. The other point I also want to add, I know that there's a certain amount of anxiety among supporters when they say why the leader not call the election yet. Put it this way, we have work to complete. When we complete the work, we call the election. what we as the men in the street, men and women in the street must focus on is to try to get out as much vote as possible. Because it's not going to be like 2020. It's going to be a contested election. So every possible vote is important. Remember, in an election, we just want to have one more than my opponent and we beat him, Winning him by 3, 4, 5, 6,000, yeah, that's just cookie. That's just all good. But in a case when it's going to be keenly contested, you need to always have one more than your opponent.
No, Trigger, I'm arguing that the Labour Party is running against its own record. It's really not competing against PNP.
Yeah, and the other thing to neighbor, I must say this, you can't make an opposition set your agenda when it comes to an election. We have a government that is so successful in this particular instance. You don't make them set no agenda for you. You go and govern, do what you have to do. And when the time comes for the election, you go campaign, the more cut and thrust aspect of the election, you go to your campaign and you draw more people onto you. And I have no fear.
Do you think the Labour Party understands what I'm saying, sir? That they ought not to be competing against the PNP because they have really outclassed the PNP,
But they're not.
I know.
They're not.
You understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying to you, sir? So
yeah, absolutely.
They're running in their own. They're running in their own lane. They're running their own lane.
Absolutely.
You give the people an aspirational vision.
Mm-hmm.
You show them what you have done for them, and you point them.
Yeah.
Don't underestimate the capacity of Jamaica to say nonsense. You're always going to get those people who are transactional and who will sell out, especially among black people. But I believe the Labour Party will have to distinguish itself and to take a high ground because they're really not in a competition with the People's National Party. Because in terms of the comparison, to say, look at the PNP's period in government vis-a-vis the Labour Party's period in government. Where is the comparison?
All right. Look, I wouldn't even want to go so far back it up. When I look at the PNP's spokespersons in comparison to the Labour Party ministers, there are no comparison here.
None.
There aren't any comparison at all. Because I could take Angela Brownberg, put her on the world stage as my foreign minister.
Well,
that is not representative of my country. I could not take Julian Robinson and match him with Favour Williams. I cannot take my one thing and even put him not even I want Andrew World's shoes. One of them went twist up. Him can't walk. You understand what I'm saying? So it turns out that because we have the people with the capability and the ability and the record is there to show that they have delivered in times that are not favorable for any government. That is why I am of the firm view that the third term is a must. Third term is loading. But as you said, we cannot be complacent. We still have to show the people.
Neighbor, what Ristiger have just said is very profound, And I would love one evening that you and Casey and others can really look into this in depth and make a comparison to what the government now is presenting and what the PNP is presenting.
John, I think you missed it. We did it the other night, and we're back at the drawing table though, because we didn't really get far, which is understandable. We didn't
So, and then now we can break it down.
John, because this survey, I mean, it's a Jamaican girl, it hardly did make sense. You're about too far, right? It's not true. Hardly did make sense. Go on, John. Go on.
Yeah, so, Jamaica girl, I missed that one. I really missed that one. And I
started to listen to it, but I couldn't stay,
I always tune in, because let me tell you something. This live is one of the better ones, really.
Yeah.
I like the level of respect and discipline that neighbor brought to the table. Trust me. And also, the level of intelligence as well. And I'm not here to flatter you, neighbor, and I know that you're a gentleman, but really, and so therefore, as what you say that
sir, you must be very, very wary of a man that tries to do that for you.
What's that?
Praise you, sir.
No man, I'm not praising you, sir. But I know you deserve the accolade. Although you're a humble person.
Well, you know, you look out for the praises.
Yeah, I know that you're a humble person.
John Major, he's just being too modest. He's
Yeah,
just
man.
being too modest.
Yeah,
If you ask.
very modest. But
And-
you bring something new to the table, neighbor. Definitely.
Yes. And Trigger, you know, on the point that you mentioned.
By the way, John, before you come in, a man called me and told me that both sides are trying to figure out who I am supporting.
Well, that means you're balanced.
Well,
that means you're balanced. Yeah.
On the point you made earlier, Trigger, about the
Okay,
candidate,
go ahead.
right?
Yeah.
And there be no turmoil. What is happening, you know, is that the party has positioned itself so well that people are seeing so much things happening. There's everybody want to join. All educated, successful young people want to be a part of the party. But some of them will have to sit out. When my Prime Minister wins the 4th term, we will expand Jamaica and create some new parishes, and everybody can get a seat. Because right now, my Prime Minister buy a roll of ribbon, and we're not calling no election until the ribbon done cut. When we run out of ribbon,
Jamaican girl. Good evening.
Good evening,
Good evening, Jamaican girl.
Yes, dear.
I'm going to be a little sarcastic right now, but I was just here laughing to myself. And I said, like how the PNP never said, not now go on to Jamaica and John and do nothing. If it was me, all of the PNP never live in Jamaica. You see, if they want to go Montego Bay, from Kingston to Montego Bay, them have to have some sort of visa to go Montego Bay.
Right, because they can't drive on the new road.
No. They have to pay to visit the island.
I mean, I say all the time, fine if you want to support your party, that is wonderful. But not throw the rest of Jamaica under the bus, man.
You know,
don't go
yesterday,
around say nothing now go on, because that's just not the truth.
You know, Jamaica girl and Dimple. Listening yesterday to the GenSec with the interview with Cliff. He said 2 things that is very quite profound in that interview. He said that they are out there asking some very important people that can contribute a lot to the politics to serve. But these people are saying they are not available at this time because of the confidence in the economy to invest. They wanted to spend more time setting up their business or grow their business because of the level of confidence that they had. So they are saying, no, not now, maybe next time around. And he also said that a lot of people also is showing interest because of the popularity of the party. And that is quite profound. And he said one of that is also the increase in salary, that if you are a member of parliament, you basically can survive on the salary that you will get. And that is quite profound.
Hey, John Major and neighbor, Mackie Flex too. Anyhow, Northwest Manchester is in play election night for the JLP is 4-0 for the JLP in Manchester. Mark my word. You hear me say? Anyhow, Northwest Manchester is in play for the JLP election night 4-0 for the JLP Manchester.
And it must be in play. It must be in play.
All right. 4-0.
Yeah. If they can keep out Bunting against Hive. Yeah, it's 4-0.
Now, I'm not talking about South, you know. Northwest Manchester stand 20 star for the PNP. So, I say, if election night, Northwest Manchester is in play for the Jamaica Labour Party at 4-0 in Manchester overall.
Richard, let me tell you, when the PNP wins an election or loses it, they win Manchester 3-1. Anyhow that changes election night is a wipeout.
Yeah.
Let me tell you that.
Richard, do you sense, as I am sensing, that the members of parliament will play a greater role in this election based on their individual performances?
Yes, they have to, because I must say this, neighbor. I remember when the election was won in September 2020. One of the pivotal points John Major loved to use the word profound. When I propound statement that Chris made, listen, they go to the government that the people gave you a mandate, put runs on the board.
Yes.
And yes, there is runs on the board. Because there are certain, in all my life, I'm in my early 50s, in all my life, some of the things I see happening in Jamaica, even though I am away, I've never imagined that I would have seen all these things happening so simultaneously. So the government have runs on the board, and as such, the MPs, the first time MPs in particular, who have gone out there and show people, not some of them in particular, PNP-led constituencies to many a decade, that says, yes, you can get road, yes, you can have water, and it's just the first time. You know, it going to say a lot, because some people are going to want to go away from those things, you know. So I do believe, sir, I stand in full support that, yes, the new MPs, first-time MPs, will play a pivotal role in the victory for the third term. Yes, sir.
I want to bring something to you where you also know of. When you look at Portland East, Carter Park,
yes.
Carter Park Community Park was always in limbo. Always in limbo. They have flooding and draining problem over the years. They have fencing problem and all of these things. And since Anne-Marie Vaz become the member of Parliament 2019, she have this park, put in lighting. Now the people are having night matches, weekend. Weekend night matches for free. Yeah. You walk through the gate for free, where the whole entire communities can come together and compete. Sit down, relax, enjoy yourself, have a good afternoon of football, right? The pan chicken man can come and sell his chicken. The cane man can come and sell a bungla, 2 bungla cane. The patty man, everybody, the man that sell a pot of soup and all of these things. Bringing commerce.
Economic activity.
Yeah, man, bringing economic opportunity. The taxi man get more people to carry on a Sunday afternoon. And all of these things are happening. You understand? The lady is so graced with love among her people. I even saw a YouTube video where they were presenting her with Mother's Day basket right there on the field.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
And these are new type of representation that ever come to Portland. Right?
Yeah, man. When you name John Major, I did Ennis Old seat that now?
No, the husband of Ennis OC. That was Donald was there.
Okay, yeah. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. And you know that Ennis buried last Sunday.
Yeah, yes, I heard.
Yeah.
And all the guys, are people who won the election from 89 all the way up to 2002, maybe 2007 there, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
This lady is getting road fixed in East Portland. That's for 50 years. Nothing have done to it.
But John,
and the PNP has been,
John.
Yes, neighbor.
I think that when you make a point like this, you ought to let people understand that the country's economy was not able to do this,
Definitely.
Yeah.
I think people do not understand, and I have done a program. A program, and I'm going to bring it back. That there are expectations of this government that are unmatched, sir. Not only are they unmatched, they are unfair. No other government has had expectations of it like this government. Sir, the public sector in Jamaica once agreed to a wage freeze.
Yes.
Yes.
Once,
You know
neighbor,
that?
what you mean by once?
No. They once agreed to a wage freeze.
So Jamaica heard at least one time.
Numerous
At least
times.
one time.
Huh?
Numerous times.
Yes.
That's the point he's making. At least one time they agreed to it.
No, man, I don't want him to say once because people will get the wrong impression that, oh, it's just one time.
Yes.
No, you know, it's not just the 1 year. It lasted for a period of years. Yes.
Yes. And you know what inflation was over those period of years? Listeners, stay tuned because that program is going to come up.
Yes, neighbor. I think we need to do that.
Yes, sir.
Yes, show them the
Right.
statistics.
So while
about
inflation was eating out their salaries, and these people kept quiet, never said a word.
Exactly.
Never said a word. That is why, you know, this connotation of PNP country came on the scene, you know, because people couldn't understand how the PNP was getting away with this. They got a pass. And you know what the murder rate was over that same period? Listeners, stay tuned.
And the other thing again, neighbor, while all of this was happening, they have Petro Caribbean that bail them out. If they never be a part of the Petro Caribbean initiative, Jamaica would have long collapsed. Because what this does, it helps them not to pay for the oil that we use up front. They could get it on credit.
Yeah, when you hear people talk about bad roads, you hear, sir, and talk about police stations and hospitals and all of that. Well, yeah, next. You have to get people to understand what was happening and where they're coming from. Where
neighbor, you know,
yes.
You know, say, for the first time, yes, man.
Mercy.
The clinic is adjacent to the police station, you know.
I never noticed the clinic, but on the police station, boss is bad, man.
Yeah, man, and the fire station get a well needed facelift.
And I noticed
the property is being fenced now. The building is being renovated. A whole heap of thing, man. Whole heap of thing.
I'm originally from Portland, you know, but you know.
Yeah.
I'm originally from Portland.
John Major, I think the PNP is underrating, you see, the level of goods and services that the Jamaican public are now getting. I think they're underrating that. When you can write off a water bill, when you can slash the JPS bill, when you can increase my pension, increase my pay, give me better road, give me better healthcare and access to healthcare, you know, and how we can probably